Hey, what's that? Father God.
Father God.
Y'all
Oh,
are
wait,
crazy.
Father God. Let's do it.
Hey, Dope Talk is back, where the talk is always real. I'm Jayla.
What's up? I'm Monch, baby.
Today we have a very special guest. Foxito is here. He's in the building.
Let's do it.
Yay. What up, though?
Yay. He's one of the top food critics out here. Foxito, thank you so much for coming on our platform.
It's
Yes,
my
sir.
pleasure. It's my pleasure. I'm the biggest food critic out here.
Okay,
the
talk
only-
that shit.
And the only food critic out
Okay.
here. I am not an influencer. I'm not being influenced by pay or free meals. Stop asking me if I'm going to come in to eat a sandwich and then go edit video and then blow your store up. No, I'm not.
Let's do it.
I'm not coming through.
You heard it here now. Now, I do want to start the conversation off by talking about the timeline of food blogging for you. How did you start, and when did it become a self-sustaining business for you?
Okay, that's a great question. So, keep it a stacked bundle. I've been a restaurateur for 25 years, right? So, in those 25 years, I was under the wing of some very serious people in New York, and they taught me about food. And when I say food, we're talking about food quality, from wholesale purchasing to how to prepare food, to where to get the right food, to wine pairing, to cognac pairing, to scotches, the full gamut, right?
Yeah.
So I became a legitimate foodie from very young. And we're talking mid-20s, right? I'm 23, 24. And I'm chasing this as well as my career as a restaurateur. What happens is when I start having children, right?
Yeah.
In my pursuit, that my daughters are never impressed by some little bum taking them to Arby's
Okay.
in
Right.
a Nissan Altima, right? I start taking my kids out to that fly shit early on in
Yeah.
their life. And we start vlogging as a family just to bug out.
Nice.
Now, we're living in Vegas at the time. So I'm a New Yorker, but I raised my children in Vegas, right? Great life. So we're not just eating in Vegas. Like, we would watch something on TV and be like, you want to go there this weekend? Yeah, boom, we out. We would fly to San Francisco, fly to LA. We would go to Miami, go on like Cuban sandwich
Yeah.
runs. So I was literally doing this 25 years ago, where like we taking one bite, seeing what's up, leaving it and blowing.
Oh, for real?
That's serious. And my kids are like my biggest fans because they've been
Okay.
told me you need to do this, right? So they could co-sign what I'm saying. So that's where it starts. Then fast forward to where I'm at today. A lot of people don't know that my main business is financial services, right? So I have a financial services page. So on that page, when I first get to Chicago, I do a review of Michael Jordan's Steakhouse and I clown it because there's absolute trash. Like it's trash.
Yeah.
Of course, this video goes viral.
Right.
So I'm like, I'm selling all these products on, financial. So it's shit not going viral, but
The shit
Jordan
that talk
goes
it goes
viral.
crazy.
So I said, I got something here. And then there was a vlogger in town, a young kid. We won't mention his name, but I named him the Send-Off King. And that's his name now till the day he dies. What happened is I liked him in the beginning and I was following him and going places he was going. But everywhere I went was bunk.
Okay.
So I'm $500, $600, $700 in. I'm like, this little young
Trash,
man
right.
need to get checked.
He just
'Cause
getting paid.
I'm
That's it.
spending real money,
Yeah.
and I'm not getting no satisfaction. So, in that, right there in that pocket between my video going viral and my disdain for Young Boy, Foxito was born, and boom.
Nice.
Plus, he was doing a lot of harm, man.
Yeah, listen, it
He was
is what it is.
he was charging small business owners $1,000 to try to pull up on
Hey,
you,
listen,
man.
I wouldn't know nothing about it. We don't shine no light on that.
Definitely don't, man.
You know what I'm saying?
So you said you were a financial
Financial services.
services. So what does that entail specifically? What
right.
what services did you provide?
So
for
first of
people?
all, I want to say, because I hope everybody and their mother see this. For all the people who say, I don't know how to talk English, Foxito is a character, right? I'm an astute businessman. Fox Pena is a businessman.
Okay.
Foxito's a character. My clients include Chicago Bulls, Chicago Bears, New York Knicks. Like, don't play with it. Stay with it.
Okay,
You
talk
feel
your
me?
shit, big man.
Follow along, motherfucker. So that's number one. So when a client comes in, the first thing we do is make sure their credit is right. Because if your credit ain't right, you really can't make the move. So we'll go ahead and restore your credit, et cetera. But that's like phase one, right? Then we make sure your entity structure is correct. So if you have assets, you have homes, you have rental properties, you got expensive cars, whatever. We want all that protected. So we'll get your asset protection right.
Okay.
Also, family trust, right? Revocable, irrevocable, land trust. It's like a maze of information depending on what your needs are. So if you say, look, I just want to make sure my kids are straight, then I know what angle we want to go. If you say, hey, look, I just need anonymity. I don't want not one person knowing what I own, then we take a different route. Some people, it's a combination of all of it. So financial services basically is that. It's asset protection, it's your credit, and also how to look appealing to lenders, right? Depending on what your needs are. So if you need a business loan, or you just want corporate credit cards, or you just don't know how to buy a Lambo, right? Because if you're coming out of college, right?
Yeah.
And you get this big MBA contract, you can go buy a Lambo cash. But if you want to finance it, no. They don't just go, oh, you play for the Bulls? Sure. The bank is only looking at your credit.
Right.
And the bank's, okay, the last car you had was a Civic.
Right.
How do we make it make sense? So we have the information to make that clap.
Nice. So me personally, like let's just say hypothetically, I come to you and I want to learn how to leverage my credit, and I got approved for a loan, and now I have a bunch of purchasing power. What should the first steps I should take to help build my business portfolio? I want to start a business fresh out. I don't know anything.
So when you say you have purchasing power, in regards to what?
To a loan. Like I got
No, but what
a
do you
bank-
want to buy?
Just assets, anything that can help my business grow, equipment, anything. How would that help?
All right. So the first thing I'm going to tell you is this, and this is real game for people who are interested. So let's say your credit's good and you got this line of credit, right? And you say, I want to start a bakery. And I go, okay, boom, go out, buy all the equipment. You got $100,000, run it up, let's go. Now on your credit, you have a credit line that's maxed out at $100,000. Your credit's going to go down the tubes. People don't know that.
That what?
That your credit is going to go down the tubes.
Oh.
Because if you use the credit they give you,
Right.
it works against you. So if you got 10 credit cards and each has $1,000, so you got $10,000 purchasing power, right?
Yeah.
Your score is 750. You go max them cards out, your score going to be 580 to 620.
Right.
Now, when you pay it off, it's going to go right back to 750. But in the meantime, you can't move. So the first thing I'm going to tell you is, do you have an entity structure? Do you have a corporation or an LLC? No, I don't. Okay, that's what we're going to do. We're going to get you straight. We're going to build up the credit within that entity, and then we're going to get you a credit line over here. Now, when you use that credit line, of course, you still owe the money, but no one can see the utilization. Your personal credit will be intact. And that's the whole key. And that's what I tell these young guys with a lot of money about the cars, too. You don't need a $400,000 loan on your credit. Go buy your mother a $100,000 SUV. Use that. The $400,000 or $500,000 loan, they don't need to see that. Put that on the corporate side. Okay. And again, I have the banks that do it, and that's not information that's just out there. Like if people just don't know, hey, I'm trying to spend $500,000. What auto lender do I go to so it don't show up on my credit? That's not regular schmegular talk.
Right.
That's specialized knowledge.
People don't,
You know what I'm saying?
So what would be for the viewers that are watching? What would be a better route as far as like somebody opening up a business, as far as like a corporation or LLC?
It depends, but here's the thing. Here's what I tell everybody. None of that is that serious.
Okay.
LLCs are best for real estate because if you have partners and you're flipping, you can move partners in and out quickly, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
When I set up your LLC, I'm going to do what's called an S election anyway. That means I'm going to send a letter to the IRS. It's actually a form. And I'm going to say, hey, we need to operate this LLC as an S corp. And that's so we can take advantage of all the tax benefits.
Right.
You're never going to operate an LLC as is because that ain't nothing but a Schedule C on your personal taxes. And a regular LLC is known as a disregarded entity. So there's no asset protection and there's no tax benefit. So you never want that. Okay. So I'm going to ask to operate like that anyway, right? So corporation is always my go-to. And again, every corporation starts off as a C Corp. You got to ask the government, the IRS, for an S election, right? So here's the deal. I want to break it down because it's important. if me and you are partners,
Okay.
and we're in a corporation and we're doing real estate, right? And you like, hey, Fox, I just want to be in on this one flip, and then I'm out. Okay, cool. But we're a corporation. You have stock, I have stock, right?
Right.
The flip is done. I can't just say, hey, give me the stock back.
Right.
Because you be like, hold up, though. This got value now. I'm not giving
mine,
it back
right.
to you.
Right.
You're done, Zoe. It's a bust. In an LLC, you can have an operating agreement with a timeline that says, when this is over, he's out.
done, right?
You know what I'm saying? Also, I could bring you into an LLC as a non-member manager. So you could be managing, you can have access to the bank account while we do this flip, but you a non-member. So you have no voting rights. You can't do anything with the company.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why LLCs are popular for real estate.
Okay. So for a person that already has an LLC, can they go back and turn around and turn it into S Corp or turn it into a C Corp?
Well, it is a C Corp. It operates as a C Corp all on its own. And if it's a single member, the short answer is no. Single member LLC is just going to be, like I said, a Schedule C on your taxes. If you have a partner, you can amend the situation at any time.
Okay.
But the only way to have a partner in an LLC is through an operating agreement.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? And the operating agreement will govern everything.
So you would have to have opened it with a partner, or just came in and got it?
No, it doesn't matter. At any time, you can add the operating agreement at any time.
Okay. Cool.
So the amount of knowledge of financial services you have and transitioning into the food industry, is there anything that stood out the most to further explore in the food industry? You know, that made you want to do it full time instead of financial services? Because tell me if I'm wrong, you're still doing financial services, or you're okay.
Financial services is the bread and butter.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for the viewers that are looking, and they just see you as a food blogger,
Right.
How would they be able to contact and tap in with the financial services you got going on?
Well, on IG, it's Fox Meta Credit. So if you go to IG,
Meta Credit.
Fox Meta Credit, you'll see my page. There's a link right there. You can hit. The link is my website.
Okay.
The website is direct access to my office. That's
Oh,
how
we
you
tapping in. We tapping in. We getting in there, man. We get in there.
So what advice have you or can you give to restaurant owners who are trying to avoid breaking the bank?
So restaurant owners in Chicago, y'all need to tap in with me. I'm just gonna keep it real, because part of Foxito is consulting services, right? The problem is, by the time a restaurant is like, Fox, please come in, we need you, they're already in such dire straits, they don't really have the budget for a consultant, right? And I'm not trying to break the bank because I'm grassroots, right? I come from the struggle, and I'm going to tell y'all more about that. So I want to work with restaurants. I want to help them. But at the same time, everybody has overhead. So I can't, be Captain Save 'em. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I understand you might not have the budget. So we got to meet somewhere in the middle. But to your question, there's a lot of knowledge that restaurant owners, your average restaurant owner, needs to tap into, and you need to invest in your business, because restaurants, the majority of them are opened out of passion, right? I could cook, my mother can cook, my auntie can cook. We got to do this. We got to do this. You finally get the encouragement, because the people around you will kill your dreams. Everybody know that. Right? Don't leave your job. It might not work.
They scared for you.
Yeah, they destroy your dreams. So when you finally get the energy to muster up, to make it click, and you open, that's it. Especially if you have a few good months, even a couple of good years. You think that's it. But if you weren't continuously growing your knowledge, the first bump in the road, you're going to panic.
Exactly.
So what I offer them is, if you ain't going to rock with me, rock with somebody. You need some consulting, and you need an open mind. Because when I walk into a business and I tell them, first thing you got to do is change your name. You got to rebrand. This is trash. They look at me like they're going to cry. And I understand that pain, but you got to feel that pain for me.
Right. You got to.
Your town in the country that you come from does not equal food. When I say the name of your restaurant, I'm not hungry. I feel like I was in a foreign language class.
Right.
The name don't work. It's important to you. but it's not about you. It's about the customer.
Right.
So, it's a tough pill to swallow, but I like to come in strong and then I soften it up and then we go from there.
Okay. Yeah. Sometimes the hardest pill, like you said, to swallow is as a business owner, just because you done grown it up by yourself, you done been holding it down.
It's your baby,
right? But
somebody come in and violate your baby,
and you need
That's
somebody
crazy.
that like that, because it's like you're so emotionally attached to your business that it's like you need somebody that it's really not attached to come and tell you what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes that the attachment tends to like mess you up as far as like the thinking, the critical thinking.
Any cheat codes for for these restaurant owners who are in need of rebranding, for like promo, any cost of food, anything that...
Nah, there's no cheat codes right now.
Okay.
Because everything's too expensive.
Yeah.
And that's a topic of contention in the wing run that I'm on right now, is that, I know my audience well.
Right.
So I'll throw something out there to let them know. Mm-hmm. And then they're like, oh man, that price is crazy, bro. They wild and I'm like, but slow down. I threw that out there so y'all could get over the sticker shock now.
Right.
This is what the food actually cost. And I'll put that in the comments. People like, oh, okay, heard you. Yeah, I feel you. I understand now. I see both sides.
Right.
I know the consumer's going to raise eyebrows at a price, but I also know what the restaurant paid. So I'm like,
and then that's the other side, the ugly side that people don't see. That as a restaurant owner, is like the same way you come and buy from us, we gotta go buy that from somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And it's like their stickers are ugly to us too. Where you're looking at it like, damn,
And another thing people don't understand, and there's no one to blame. It just is what it is. It's like how prices can go up overnight without going up. I'm going to give you an example. So in your case, let's say you're buying beef, right?
Right.
Let's say you're paying $30 a pound for skirt steak, right? Let's just say, right? All of a sudden, there's a surge in gas. They're not going to raise his price from $30. They're going to tack on $175 fuel surcharge.
Yep.
The customer don't care about that. Customer's like, what that got to do with me? But
Right.
yeah, but who's going to absorb this cost? I can't make the beef for free. We can't break it. This ain't a non-for-profit.
And the crazy part about that is that surcharge, you don't even know that it's coming until you get the invoice.
Right.
You get the invoice.
That's it.
Whoa.
So you're shocked.
Right.
The customer's shocked.
Right.
And this is what people don't understand about the food business.
Right.
And, because, like I said, I come from grassroots. I come from the bottom of the people. I got that ay bendito factor in my heart. Like the little mom and pop. You know what I'm saying? The little mom and pop shop who don't even understand. Like they're like, if it was going to be that, we could have went and picked it up in our car.
Right.
They're from the old school.
Right, of course.
It breaks my heart.
They still think $20 go a long way.
Right. It breaks my heart because they don't know how to convey that to the customer.
Yeah, of course.
And a lot of times they'll fold. Things like that. So
okay. So look, I know we already got to that, but let's just back up. Let's just rewind for a little bit. Okay. So where do you, because you're from New York, correct?
Right.
What borough?
I'm from Manhattan, Uptown. I'm from
Uptown.
Washington Heights.
All right, bad. So look, you're Washington Heights. How do you even get yourself into the business? Like, how do you get yourself into
All right. Yeah, I'm going to give it to you straight. So when I'm a kid, and again, a lot of people be like, how do I, whatever. I was born this way. That's real.
Okay.
When I'm a kid, I say to myself, I'm going to own 10 McDonald's and that's it. I'm out the game.
Okay.
But I mean, not like I'm going to retire. Just them 10 is going to pay me.
Gonna run it up.
From when I'm a kid. So as I get older as a man and I understand McDonald's business model, I'm like, okay, that's not really my dream, but I see myself owning fast food. Now, to the youth and to my own children, I tell them, I take pride in this statement, but it was a mistake. The first fast food restaurant I worked in, I owned it. That was a major milestone for me, but that was a mistake. If I was smarter, I would have went and got a job at McDonald's as a kid, but I was slinging.
So you can learn how to run it.
Learn how to run it
Okay.
and get comfortable with procedures.
Okay.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
yeah.
So now I'm coming to the table with the bag and no real knowledge.
Okay.
So procedures is like a pain in the ass to me because I'm an adult. I'm already getting money.
Right.
and I'm worried now about temperatures and writing dates on stuff. It's tedious.
Yeah, real in-store management. Yeah,
Right. It's tedious. I'm like, man, I'm already getting the bag. What I'm doing with this?
Right.
But it's my dream.
Right.
Right. So from Washington Heights, NYC, my parents moved us out to the burbs.
Okay.
Right. Not great life. They wasn't getting no money. They just didn't want me in Washington Heights.
Washington Heights.
So the first business I opened is actually a store called Fat Beats, right?
Okay.
PHAT, because there was another one in the city, FAT. So PHAT, and what it was the music drew the kids in, but what I was really selling was beepers and cell phones. Now, mind you, this is 96.
Right.
There ain't a prepaid cell phone in the country. I got prepaid cell phones, and I got the prepaid beepers. So you would walk in, one price, and walk out.
How you was doing it?
And people be like, hold up, fam, hold up.
And this a fast food?
No,
he's selling beepers, girl. He's selling
beepers and cell phones.
Oh, I thought you meant you were selling it within the fast food.
Girl, he's
restaurant.
selling it to them niggas.
Yeah,
he's
so-
selling it to them guys.
So, and again, this is my neighborhood, so I'm good. Like everybody, they rock with me, right?
Okay.
So people will walk in and be like, hold on. So hold on. You don't even need my name? No, you good, it's on.
Right.
You don't need my license, because there's only contract phones at the time.
Right.
And the beepers, everyone wants to sell you the beeper and give you 3 months and then bill you. I'm like, you buy it today, you got 1 year. On this date next year, I'm cutting it off. I don't care if you pay it or not. You want to come in and repay it? Good. But we don't bill. We don't do none of that. We straight to the business.
You got to pay it out the door.
Because the truth of the matter
So
is,
you're delivering to the hustlers. That's what you're really doing.
truth of the matter is, I knew by 1 year you're going to get knocked or you're going to be hot.
Or we got to change that number. Or we got to change that number.
So we good.
You
So
don't got to change
I
that
know my
number.
people. So boom. That created so much money I was able to fund my fast food dreams.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Because we talking about real money. Now, it's funny because my landlord at one time was like, yo, I might sell the building, so I'm going to give you a buyout, right? And I'm like, what buyout? And he says, well, I see what you're doing in here. You got to be making $20,000, $30,000 a year. I was like, yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I feel. Meantime, I'm making $700,000 my first business a year. This dude talking about 30,000.
Right.
So he never sold. So I got to rock out for a long time, but that funded my dreams. So the first franchise I actually got into that I was telling y'all earlier prior to recording was the pretzels.
The pretzels.
Auntie Anne's.
And that's when, so I've been with Auntie Anne's, but the first one was Pretzel Time, which turned into Pretzel Maker. And that was under the Mrs. Fields umbrella.
Okay.
So Mrs. Fields Cookies, which was popular in the 80s and 90s, they own these smaller brands, right? Their headquarters was in Utah. So my first taste of the game, they flew me out to Utah to train.
Okay.
And I learned a lot and met a lot of people, and it snowballed from there.
Okay. And then so you went from Annie Ann's. How many franchises of those you had?
I only had 2 pretzel franchises.
Pretzel?
Okay.
Now, again, we could jump right into it. Now, Mrs. Fields, right? Because they're the mother franchise. They took a liking to me. So Mrs. Fields was about to go public. So they literally said, yo, we got to take these bad stores off our books.
Okay.
And they literally gave me for free like 7 stores.
What you mean 7? They just gave 7 locations just gave them to you? Here, have them.
Because when
Merry
you're about
Christmas.
to go public,
Yeah, you got to get rid of all that.
the books got to be clean.
Right.
You can't have no losers.
Right.
So they're like, you take them. But here's the thing. They're like, and we going to subsidize them because I ain't no sucker.
Right.
I'm not taking a store that don't perform and the rent's $10,000.
Right, of course.
They were still paying the rent.
Oh, shit.
So from Virginia all the way up to Albany, New York, which is the capital of New York, which is about 2 hours from Manhattan, I had 7 stores. And all I had to do was run them and collect the money. And the money was all mine. All I had to do was pay, for food.
Right,
You know
food
what I'm
costs,
saying?
your
Food
overhead.
costs. Yeah, I had to
Your
pay.
overhead.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was it. So that really solidified my relationship with Mrs. Fields. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And, it was a great experience because you learn a lot in there.
Okay.
Because, I'm in my 20s, so I'm also asking a lot of questions.
Right.
Like, how does this work? Like an average 20-year-old don't know nothing about a company going public, and I'm like in the mix.
Yeah.
And they're giving me the real game.
Literally.
Like, what is that?
Yeah,
What is
like
public?
what exactly. You know what I
what
mean?
is
They
that?
giving me the real game. Like, yeah, bro, we really, really need you right now because without this, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we gotta keep them on the books.
This $1 billion endeavor
Yeah.
could go bad because of 50 bad stores. So
Right.
we need like 6 guys like you
Yeah.
to
take
take it
these.
on. You know what I'm saying?
And is it safe to say that after you took those on, did that actually like
No. Like, did it make a difference?
did it make a difference?
Bro, even with them paying the rent, I couldn't make a dollar.
You wouldn't make it $1 out
I'm gonna
of
tell
it.
y'all why.
You were just managing them things up.
Yeah, this will make sense. I would have done it as a favor.
Okay.
Because first of all, I'm a rider. I'm a team player. But the people who were giving them to me were good
people, right.
They were solid.
So let
They
me
were
go
holding
on.
me
Yeah,
down.
you got to scratch each other's back.
Right. But here's what I want to tell you to put in perspective. There was a time when Mrs. Fields was cracking. Right. Mid 90s going into the 2000s. You know, one cookie is $3.50.
Right.
So somebody pulls up with 3 kids. They're like, bro, I could go to Walmart and for $2 get a pound of cookies.
Right. Either.
How are we going to pay $15, $16? You know,
Cookies,
so
yeah.
I understood, and I would tell the people, I feel you.
Right.
I understand. So that was what the problem with Mrs. Fields. It was too expensive,
Yeah.
Right.
and they weren't following the trends.
Okay. Right.
You see what I'm saying?
They
You gotta
weren't
follow
pivoting.
trends.
They weren't pivoting into what they needed.
And that's exactly what happened to Subway. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Subway got in trouble because they were so focused on growth. They didn't see the Firehouse Subs and the Jersey Mikes breathing down their neck.
sneaking them
They
behind.
they were developing flavors. They were developing sauces.
Right.
They were developing concepts to ingratiate the youth to their brand.
Right.
Where Subway just thought they was riding and they got caught up. But we'll talk about that later.
I'm gonna tell you one thing though. Me as a kid though, I used to remember going to downtown and they had a Mrs. Fields there. Man, them cakes looked
They were
the
fire.
bomb.
I like the way he said. I like the way he said they looked the bomb.
The bomb. Yeah, because I mean they also looked like they were sitting in that stand for
For a
about
while.
wow.
No, but when you said they looked bomb, it sounded like you didn't get your hands on one.
See, look, man, I was a poor little kid, dog. We couldn't afford
Listen,
Mrs. Fields,
I feel
but
you.
It was
I
cool.
believe
though.
you. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I feel you. Nobody was paying $3.50.
My
$4
sister actually worked at Mrs. Fields. That's the
Oh,
crazy part.
really?
Yeah, my sister actually worked at Mrs. Fields, but I never got to taste the fucking.
Dang.
That's crazy. Yeah. Okay, so let's get into Subway. So after the Annie Ann's, boom, you had 7, right? What, you sell them or?
Yeah, I sold them. I'm going to tell you exactly why. So I get into Subway at the height of the $5 footlong, right?
Jared.
So it's already, it's Jared all the way fucked up
Jared.
right now. Ooh, sorry for the cursing. Jared took a deal and woo.
Jared.
See you next lifetime, buddy.
See you later, buddy.
So I get in at the height of the $5 footlong, right? Not before, at the height. And I go to Connecticut. That's where their headquarters is. And I meet Fred DeLuca, which to me was amazing, right? Because I want to be a franchisee since I'm a kid.
I'm sorry to stop you. Who's Fred DeLuca?
Fred DeLuca is the founder and
founder.
CEO of Subway.
Okay,
right?
cool.
He
For the people that
founded
didn't
it.
know.
He founded it at 17 years old
Wow.
Holy smokes.
with a $1,000 loan from a doctor friend who was still the partner. So I'm looking at this man like this was my dream. And it's
Diablo,
like
look.
you were 16 years old and all over a girl. The story is so awesome. Like this girl dumps him for some sorority guy, and he bumps in there. She's like, "So what are you up to?" And he's like kicking cans, don't know what to say. And he's like, "I started a sub shop," which he really didn't. So
Right.
she's like, "Oh, that's awesome." So now he's like, "Now I got to
I
start a
get-
sub shop."
yeah.
So he basically starts it in the basement of somebody's crib, and they're delivering to the college where they go, and they get a little store and so on and so forth, and it grows into Subway. Right? It's an amazing story.
Yeah.
And the fact that he was so approachable and I could sit with him, he was like, anytime you need to holler at me, like, just come out here to Connecticut, like, it's good.
Okay.
But meantime, you realize the enormity of the situation. Like, everybody wants to sit with this dude. You know what I'm saying? And so anyway, I'm impressed with Subway's purchasing power. At this time, they're the strongest franchise I ever been with, right? So the prices that you get and the service you get when you're with Subway hit different.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The vendors treat you different, all of that, right? You're prioritized. So
Like all of them, or just
Well, that's the thing. When you're
Point
with a
blank.
franchise, you only get one vendor.
you're only dealing with one.
One or two.
Okay.
And they know.
And they make sure you're
Yeah.
well taken care of.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, come back around with the question. I'm sorry.
Well, you mentioned he mentioned like what made you sell.
Yeah, like,
seven
well,
of
what-
the
Sell
yeah.
them. Okay.
Yeah.
So, boom. Thank
How do you get into Subway, basically?
So I got in because I saw the hype. Like I knew they was
And you
running.
still had Annie Ann's, or
I never sell none of this. I still got everything. I got cell phone franchises. By
So
this
you got
time.
everything running, all
everything
at once.
running with no district manager.
So you a real B-boy. You a real
No
B-boy in
district
the street.
manager. I'm
Okay.
doing this all by myself.
Wow.
But
Okay.
full disclosure, right? Full disclosure. None of this is possible without my mother and my sister.
Okay.
My mother was an executive. She's still alive.
Okay, let's
You
do
know,
it.
so-
Big shout out.
Yeah,
Shout
yeah.
out to them.
Shout out, Mom
Shout out,
Dukes.
Mama Dukes.
Mom Dukes, I told you in private,
Yeah.
her immigration business grew to like the #1 office in New
Yeah,
York.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yup.
And she 83. She still works one day a week because she loved the game. She loved the people.
Let's do it.
Right?
Real life
Yeah.
hustle.
So she's a bookkeeper, right?
Right.
Mad plug. My sister goes on to be a CPA. None of this is possible without them.
because they structureize everything for
It's not even that. It's the security. Like I could run 20, 50 businesses by myself, but I'm going to hit a brick wall.
Sooner or later,
I'm
right?
going to get a bill from the IRS that makes you get stomach cancer. Right? But when you can make that call to family and they go, nah, give me the letter, you good, keep running. That's different.
Yeah.
When you
yeah,
call a lawyer
I
and
know.
he says, yeah, come by, I got you, but bring 15,000, that's not helping.
That's stomach pains right
Yeah.
there, dog. That stomach pain.
You feel what I'm saying? I'm keeping it a stack.
Yeah.
So again, I want to talk because I want to inspire the youth. I want to inspire people coming up, but you got to know
and
the
that's
whole
what
story.
we here for. Yeah,
You
yes, sir.
got to know the
Yes,
whole
sir.
story. Without Mom Dukes and my sister, it don't happen. So I'm getting to why.
Sorry to
so.
cut you off though, but so you're stating basically that you need a nice team as far as when it comes to the back end of the business.
You need a
that.
foundation somewhere. They laid the foundation.
Yes, sir.
And I knew if I was in trouble, I had someone.
You got somebody got your back. Okay.
At least to make me feel good,
Right,
so I can
right.
continue. Right?
Todo está bien, mijo.
Yeah. So yeah. Todo.
Todo está bien, mijo.
So boom. So anyway, I'm loving Subway and all that. I'm loving the power, loving all that. What happens is, so when I get in the game, I said it's at the height of the $5 footlong. It's costing me $1.84 to put together a sub sandwich, and I'm selling it for $5. Right? It's
Right.
not a great margin, but you add the chips, you add the drink, you add cookies. You got to train your
Right.
staff to upsell.
To upsell,
right?
yep. Yes, sir.
So boom. So we doing good. What happens is the first time, I think this is February of like 2012, there's a deep freeze in Florida. And all the tomatoes are frozen. So the tomatoes go from $13 a case to $52 overnight.
Yeah, they 32 now.
So that's a shame. So corporate says, hey, instead of 6 tomatoes, put 4 on the sandwich. And I'm like, but you don't understand your clientele. Your clientele is blue collar.
Right.
They're not trying to hear that. And the staff is children, 17, 18, 19.
So whatever you tell them, add some more tomatoes, they're going to.
Not only that, if they try to hold you down and say, hey, look, food costs, deep freeze in
They're
Florida.
going to eat them up.
They're going to
Eat them up. Boy, they going to eat them up, man.
So I say, y'all are causing conflict in my restaurant.
Right.
We can't do that.
Okay.
So then we go to the meeting, the monthly meeting. Now, I'm about 60 miles from New York City with my stores,
Okay.
right? But I go to the city for the meeting. So you got guys from Queens, Brooklyn. You got some real dudes in there, right? That own Subways.
Yeah, yeah.
So Subway gets on the stage and they're like, hey, we just want to report that this is the biggest month we ever had. We made like 19 billion. Why did they say that? So the dudes in the audience like, oh yeah, you made money?
Cut me in.
This is the first time I had to go in my pocket to float my stores. Cursing, screaming, wow, pandemonium broke out in there.
Wow.
Right? And because, I am who I am, I asked Subway flat out in the meeting, do you guys buy futures in the produce? And they said, yeah. That was it, bro.
And meaning futures, what you
So I'm
mean?
going to tell you what futures are. So futures is this. And if you don't buy futures in coffee, you out of business. Right. So futures is, look, tomatoes are $19 a box, right? We want to pay 15, but we're going to guarantee you business for 20 years, no matter what happened, right? So when it goes to $50, we
still paying that,
right?
Yeah, we still paying.
So when you do that as a company, you're supposed to pass that savings on to your franchisees.
But
they're not. So that's why when I asked the question and they say, yeah, we buy futures.
So where y'all getting y'all cut at?
The whole meeting went upside
Right.
down.
Right.
And that's when I said to myself, this is no longer for me.
Okay.
Then Fred DeLuca actually passed.
So that was your way out.
And we started spiraling down. So I sold all the Subways to a group of Indians, and they came with that bag. They come with that bag.
Let's do it. You still turn a profit though, right?
Oh, of course.
Of
On the
course.
stores. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But again, full disclosure, always full disclosure. I turned a profit, and it was a lot of luck. It was a lot of luck.
I mean,
because all the stores were not bought cash. A lot of them had banknotes on them.
Oh shit.
So when you're in trouble, somebody could come with that bag, but maybe the bag only covers the banknotes, and you're like, I don't want to lose my home, so I'm good.
Here, take it.
Yeah, I was lucky.
Yeah,
And
that's
I
a
got
good
the bag and then some.
And I don't mean to cut you off, big man, but look, check it out, man. Look, it's about that time. We got to pay them bills, dog. So we'll be back in a little bit.
Hey, it's your girl, Jayla. I wanted to give a special shout out to Prohibition THC Cafe. Come out and get some infused drinks and edibles at their main location on State and Cermak. That's 2113 South State. Hey, we're back. So
Let's do it.
I want to shift gears for a moment to talk about if you feel like what you do, food blogging, is a form of outreach. Because you're really educating people about food culture in their communities, in their city. And you're not showing, like, from your content, based on your content, you're not showing, like, ran down places. You're showing real establishments that have real potential, who should be given a chance at a real line of customers. So do you feel like you are... does it work that way with you, like connecting to those groups?
I think I may be doing that by default. I describe what I do as entertainment advertising because in many of my videos, there's skits, right? Whether you catch my sense of humor or not, there's an entertainment value. I go out of my way to do it like that.
Talk that shit.
Right? And even in my basic
real.
description, I put so much personality in it. So and like when I reach out to corporate America and I tell them, listen, this is what we do and it's entertainment advertising. Like I'm going to clown your product while I promote it. You know what I mean? And I bring that into the reviews as well. So I think it's more that, but I think what you're suggesting, it's evolving into that naturally. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. I will say it takes real commitment to keep it as real as you do, like making these reviews and keeping it as honest and truthful, right? So do you think that's one of your biggest takeaways from growing your following, by this entertainment advertising, by growing your following to almost 60,000? That's what I saw last time I saw. Last time I checked, it could have grown, but
we're like 98.
Talk that shit. Talk
We're
that shit.
like
bro.
98
Don't let
today.
her talk that.
No,
Talk that
yeah.
shit, bro.
Like 47
Get your
on
numbers
TikTok.
right, man. Get your
You know what
numbers
I'm
right,
saying?
man.
Go ahead and recheck that. But here's the thing. First and foremost, no cap, real rap. Every ounce of success I had with Foxito, I owe to Chicago. I want everybody to know that. Because, I'm from New York. I got my own platform in New York. They ain't open doors like Chicago has opened doors, so I'm forever grateful.
Okay.
And when this thing explodes,
Yes, sir. It's on its way.
I got Chicago on my back.
It's on its way.
Feel me? I got Chicago on my back. Believe that.
It's on its way.
So with that being said, initially, I was so raw coming in, shitting on places that were trash. That's what drew people in. Like, oh my God, this guy is wild.
Right.
Like he just tells it like it is, right? But because of my background in food, right, no one could actually challenge me. You can't say, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Okay, cool. I'm 25 years in the game, owner, operator, homie.
Right.
You know what I mean? I done put up 6,
Right,
7
right.
million
So you know
of my
exactly
own money.
what we going through. Type
Yeah,
shit.
6, 7 million of my own money.
Okay, let's do it.
To learn what I'm doing. What you did? Oh, okay, nothing. You still in your mother's basement. Don't play with it.
All right.
Okay.
Don't play with somebody like me. So that's number one. So you couldn't challenge what I'm saying because I'm keeping it real. Secondly, I'm using all my own money. Every restaurant I go, I pay. Now, again, full disclosure, people have paid me to promote, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I don't feel it fits my business model.
Right.
Having me come through and say this is great or that's great, first of all, I won't do it if it's not true.
Right.
If it's trash, what I'll do is I'll refund your money, or I'll say, let's get in the kitchen and whip something.
Yep.
And I'm gonna promote that one product.
And I stand behind that.
Right. So, you know what I'm saying?
I stand behind that. I stand behind
And
that.
that would lessen your credibility if you go
Exactly.
in.
And that's what I'm building. I'm building a credibility brand, which has not been done before.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My whole thing is credibility. So if somebody's standing next to me, they're leveraging my credibility.
Exactly.
Right? So that's what drew people in. That raw, uncut, oh my God, this guy is wild, right? But as we proceed forward, right, I am educating people to a certain extent, but I also want to entertain because I am an actor, I am a comedian, I am a writer, right? But not professionally. Just if you know me, you get all that for free. You know what I'm saying? You get all that for free. And again, without even going into it right now, but my background, like when I was a kid, you know, I was a rapper and a producer.
Shut up.
You know?
Wow.
So,
For real?
yeah, so I had...
What didn't you do?
I had, you know, deals on major record labels.
Man, we're gonna start a. You gonna come back? We're gonna start a cipher in this podcast. We're gonna start a cipher.
So I'm just saying, being in front of the camera and acting up is not new to me. Is what I want to tell people. So, yeah.
No, but honestly, as a restaurant owner myself, and I'm pretty sure I speak for a lot of people in Chicago, dude. Like, as a small business owner, like, man, a lot of us are grateful because are grateful for what you do because honestly, like, you didn't ask for a dime, you didn't ask for a dollar, like, you showed up to my spot and uneventful, like, you didn't tell me you were coming, you didn't ask, like, you know what I'm saying, that wasn't pre-planned, like, that wasn't, now we good, you know what I'm saying, we in a good place, but it was like, before that, when you pulled up, it was way before that, like, it wasn't nothing, no incentive, like, I didn't pay you anything, you know, you just pulled up off the strength, you know what I'm saying, and it's like, I stand behind that, like, 100, I stand behind that as the fact that you come, you tell the truth, and if it is what it is, and if it ain't, it ain't, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, honestly, like, even with me, like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm humble enough to accept it and understand it. Like, when you came through, you was like, everything was good, but I would do this and I would do that. And honestly, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm the thing is, unlike a couple people that I know, you know what I'm saying? A couple people, I'm open enough to know that what service industry I work in, and I understand it, and I accept the criticism, and I work to okay, let's perfect that. Let's make that better. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna take that as an offensive. Like, no, the man is telling me something that he feels okay. Let me double look at it to make sure it's all straight. Right. So no, but just because of that, like off the Chicago, just me, just telling you my words. Like, I honestly, like, I tip my hat to you for it because you actually are sitting here making a difference into these small businesses that, you know what I'm saying? Honestly, like, right now, I thank God that I have the platform to be able to tell you this here on our podcast. But, you know, there's a lot of people that I'm pretty sure are so thankful that you came through and just, you know what I'm saying, shine the light on them. So we do accept you and we respect you for that, honestly.
Absolutely.
Like, here in Chicago. It. And I want to say this in your defense is that when I pointed out weaknesses in your business, which was very few, you was already on to it.
On top
and
of
that's what I want people to understand. You was like, yeah, I know, bro. That part.
Let me fix that real quick.
No, but you was like, we working on that.
We trying to get it that.
Where if you tell somebody that they baby ain't working, like, yo, my whole family been working on this 50 years, and you like, that's a different animal.
But see, that's my thing. It's like, you got to be, especially to be in a restaurant industry, you got to be open, and you can't allow the little shit to hurt you,
but
man.
Not everybody is. But not everybody.
And you're right. You're absolutely right. Because I got a couple friends that just, you know,
you was completely open and you understood. And then I told you, you had so many pluses. I'm not going to focus on the two little things that I mentioned in the review. I'm going to and then ultimately, I told you I had 28 minutes of footage for his, and we basically cut it down to 1 minute of that tamafongo. Because that's what needed the light.
Yeah.
Like, people need to try that, and that's that. So, you know, that's what we ran with.
And let me set the light, dude. Dude pulled up. I'm like, I'm like damn near 30 miles away somewhere else. Man, I look at the cameras. I'm like, holy shit, dude's there. Dude. You know, it was crazy. But I'm man. Shout out to my staff, man. They held it down.
They definitely held it down.
They did, man.
With a lot of love.
Let's do it, man.
You know, a lot of love off the shrimp. They didn't know who I
My
was.
sous chef's Tommy, man. Shout out to you, big dog.
Because even when
Big
I was
dog.
talking in the beginning, they didn't know. I hate to say who I was. They didn't know what I was doing.
I told him. I told him. As soon as he told
after
me,
they
he
got
called
you
me
on the phone.
Hey,
though.
when he put me on the phone, I look at the camera. I'm like, dude, that's Foxito, shorty. You know
But I was already getting treated like gold before, which tells me everything I need to know.
Yeah, that's what's up. I ain't gonna stop, man. Tommy gonna be here. He's gonna be one of our co-hosts sooner or later.
Listen,
but man, shout out to my boy.
So at Dope Drip, they got a little neighbor.
Oh, I can't even talk about
They got a little neighbor next door who was talking a little jazzy. A little bit jazzy. So I said, let me put my bag down, Papo. Let me tell you how this go. Because you talking crazy right now. So I straightened Papo out real good.
Papo. He got Papo together.
And recently Papo hit me in the DM. He's opening a brand new concept.
He
he think I'm coming through on the street of the length. Yeah, no, son. It don't work like that. You don't get you don't get me off my couch for nothing, for a hot dog to the face.
Damn, Papo.
You heard it here.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I did not expect that.
I had to mention that because son reached out recently. I'm like, hold up though. We already had a little misunderstanding, B.
Oh my god, dude, he just
Yeah, young Papa was talking crazy to an OG.
Hey, Papo crazy, dude. I got that on camera too. Papo like crazy.
Papa was acting crazy, son. I got wild stripes on my uniform, B. You better respect the motherfucking. Excuse me. You better respect the jokes, because that's crazy.
Yeah, I forgot about that dude, dog. But I mean, it's right. It's only right, dog. It's only right. There's certain people that have crossed that line, and you know,
and again,
Foxito got them together.
No, yeah, but listen, anybody's allowed to cross any line because you don't know me. But we all men.
Yes, sir.
And there's a code of honor
right, of course,
amongst men. So
respect.
Address cats with respect, especially big burly MFs like me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, to have a certain amount of decorum to yourself.
A little bit. Hey, no, okay. So
I do want to talk about the time where you kept it real the most, and it created a viral moment.
Ooh.
So
what are you doing, dude?
If we can.
Can we, big guy? Donate.
Okay, all right. No names, no specific names, but someone who was a influential figure, had a steakhouse that you visited.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
That's easy. You thought she was going there.
I thought she was going there, dude. I thought she was going all the way there.
Nah, I'm not petty. Can I say that?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Listen,
I thought you were talking about somebody else. We're
Because,
good.
you know, he's still a monumental figure.
No, I thought you were talking about somebody else. But
MJ, Michael Jordan, ultimately one of the greatest basketball players of all time. You know, you went into his steakhouse, visited. Just talk to us. Tell us about how your experience was, the review you left.
All right, let's
and how that started your whole foodie.
Let's go once again as to who Fox Pena is.
Fox Pena.
Because they only know Foxito. They think Foxito's a real person. Foxito is the culmination of my childhood, all the characters around my childhood growing up in the hood.
Okay.
You know. Okay, but Foxito, the business executive. So when I'm living in Vegas, I'm with one of my mans in them. My mans in them is at the time an executive for Ford. He's a brother. He's sharp. 3-piece suit every day, fedora every day. And he's humble. So when people would ask him, what do you do? He'd be like, I work for Ford. And they'd be like, oh, where are you a salesman? And I would jump in and be like, no, fam. He's in charge of a $19 billion portfolio. Ain't nobody no goddamn salesman. I would get mad for him because he was humble, right? So he knew a lot of people. So the dude from Hidden Beach Records, who they have one of my favorite groups, which is they've sung that record Far Away From Here. Jill Scott is on Hidden Beach too. You know what I'm saying? So that guy lawyer is also Michael Jordan's lawyer.
Okay.
Right? So we're in Vegas and we're at Del Frisco Steakhouse. And I'm privy. Michael Jordan is in Vegas doing his camp.
Right.
Where middle-aged men pay him $30,000 to play basketball for a weekend. Right?
Shit.
So I'm privy to be at a table with Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you right now, he's not a nice guy. He don't give a. He's not friendly. None of that. And it is what it is. He got $1 billion. I got $32 on me right now.
You can act like that when you got
He got $1 billion.
$1
It is what it
You
is.
can act like that.
So fast forward, I go to his steakhouse. I'm not worried about his pockets.
Right.
His steakhouse is triggity trash. The worst.
Triggity trash.
Triggity trash. The worst. And I said a line in there. I said the steak was tougher than Scottie Pippen's attitude when he found out Future smashed his wife in Gucci flip-flops.
And the Gucci's.
Because, Future says that
Yeah.
record was about
Gucci
right.
flip-flops.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure
So
was.
that video goes
Went crazy.
viral. And that was the birth of Foxito.
The
because
birth of Foxy.
I didn't have no Foxito page at the time.
Oh, really? Okay.
I put that joint on my financial page,
Right.
which is crazy in itself.
Yeah,
I wanted
you
my-
wild already for that.
I wanted my clients to know, hey, I'm
Yeah.
in
But
Chicago
see, this-
now,
this-
Yeah.
and we let it do what it do.
It fits it because you the same credit adjuster with all these tats on, man. It
That's
fits
it.
it. It
Yeah.
fits it.
Yeah.
You know,
So-
it does fit it.
That was the birth, to let you know.
That's what's
but
up.
I also want these bums that tell me I don't know how to pronounce taqueria. You know what I'm saying? Go back to Puerto Rico. I'll be at the table with Michael Jordan, fam. What you doing?
Yeah.
You in your mother basement putting your name on the orange juice. Don't drink my shit, mom. You's a bum, homie. You's a bum.
Hey, that's my fucking iced tea, buddy.
You's a bum.
Okay, so look. Check. You got some?
Go ahead.
No. All right, so look, check. So you got all this going, and you definitely got all this going. So where we go from here? Where is the goal for Fox Peña? Not Foxito. I mean, Foxito is the vehicle that we're driving, but where is the goal for Fox Peña as far as like not end results, but ultimately like where we're reaching to?
All right. So the whole purpose of me doing the food reviews, etc., and putting personality and concepts and scripts behind it is TV.
Okay.
Like that's where I need to be.
So we're looking for a show.
We're looking for a show. I don't care if it's Vice. I don't care if it's streaming only. I don't care if it's Food Network. I don't care if it's the local news with a segment. Now, I want people to understand, and you guys too, that I'm actively getting
Yeah,
busy.
WGN.
Yeah.
But no,
I
but not
see
only
you out
that,
there.
I go to GN once, right? WGN. The next day, I'm like, hey, yo, y'all can give me my own show?
You shooting it, B. Hey,
Immediately.
you miss 99% of the shots you ain't shot. So
Right.
you shoot. You shoot.
So,
Keep shooting.
so what I'm saying is, I know the numbers I put up. The TV networks don't know. So, for example, the Taco Run got 5.5 million people to tap in. Those news segments is not getting 5.5 million. First of all, there's only 2 million people in Chicago. That's number one. There's only 2 million people here, right? So 5.5 million, you're not putting up them numbers. I got the content that they want, but I'm not ridiculous either. I'm not really saying, hey, y'all just met me, give me my own show. I'm telling them, give me a 60-second segment.
You putting
per
in the
week.
work little by little.
I can make it happen. I can highlight a restaurant, get the owner's story, taste the food
Right.
in 60 seconds because I'm doing it on IG anyway.
Right.
Literally.
You know what I'm saying? So from a weekly segment contribution
Okay.
to full out shows, I got it written, I got it ready to go, and that's definitely the goal.
So let's do it. A better version of Dining, Daggers, and Dives or whatever.
my man Guy
what is it
Fieri.
called?
I
Yeah.
love Guy Fieri.
And that's my boy, but I'm just saying we need a better, like a hood version
Yeah.
of that.
That's a fact.
We need that,
And I
dog.
got that written. And you know how Guy be in the muscle cars when he pulls up?
You pulling up
I
in the
already got the 80 D-boy joints.
Oh,
I
in the
already-
box
yeah.
Chevy, shorty. He pulling
I
up in
already
the
got
box
it.
Chevy.
But
you
here's
got to
the
do
thing.
it for Chicago though. You got to get the box Chevy, the 2-door.
Easy.
You got it.
Easy.
You know what I'm
Got
saying?
to.
You got to.
Listen, I want to get Do or Die on there with me.
Yeah.
I want to get
You got to
Twister
pull up in
on
a
there with
bank
me.
there, bro. You got a G20. You got to pull up
All
in a
that.
G20 van.
Yeah, man.
5 rims
Listen,
on that joint.
Here's the thing too about when you dream. I did a video a long time ago on
Mm-hmm.
Rex's, and there's a poster of Guy Fieri on the side of the building.
Mm-hmm.
And in the video, I say the only reason I pulled up today is because I seen Guy Fieri on the side. I rock with him, and like me, he has sandwiches with his name on it in the city. I did a
Okay.
video a long time ago.
So
It went-
where's your sandwich?
but hang
oh,
on,
my bad. Go
it
ahead.
went viral.
That video?
Yeah, and the owner was like, "Who is this guy, Foxito? What the?" So we became friends afterwards, whatever. But somebody recently saw the video, and they said, "Did you really compare yourself to Guy Fieri?" Yeah, bro. What's your problem with it? I'm not saying I got $100 million deal on Food Network, but I'm saying he got a sandwich named after him. I got mad sandwiches named after me in the city. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What is the problem with me projecting? Lil Wayne was saying he the greatest rapper alive since he was like 12.
12, right?
He was not popping.
Not yet. But he became that.
Right.
He became
without a question.
Right, exactly.
And he's definitely a GOAT no matter who you are.
Right.
In hip-hop. You can't deny him.
Yeah, you can't call him that, but shit, he's definitely one of those.
He definitely one of them. So all I'm saying is, man, when somebody's talking that talk,
Just
you know what I mean?
Move
Let him
with facts,
live.
man. Move
Let
with
him
facts,
live.
man. Let's do it.
Word up.
Move
Let
with
him
facts.
live.
So okay, so talk your shit now. So where do you got in the city of Chicago? Where your
All right.
sandwiches
let's
named
talk,
after
and
Fox?
again, I'm gonna keep it a stack. This is just what I can remember.
Yes, sir.
The first person to ever give me love in this city is a brother named Ed Ray. Everybody know Ed Ray if you're from Chicago.
Okay.
Content creator. He invited me to a place called Shy Tiva,
Okay.
which is basically like, you know what it is.
Yeah, she know what it is.
Yeah, but shout out to Prohibition, THC Cafe.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, let's do it.
But Shy Tiva was doing it early.
Okay.
Right? They named a drink after me in there, which was a cherry pineapple infused drink where if you drink the whole thing, you slump. You might as well get a room somewhere. You're not going home.
Yeah.
I need to
Right?
pull up.
Infused drinks ain't no joke.
No joke.
I'm pulling up.
And Ed Ray, I owe him a lot because I was nobody. I had maybe, I don't know, 800 followers. And he was like, nah, you got something
He came
with
by
you,
the
bro.
shop, Ed Ray. Yes.
He's like, you got something with you. Feel me?
Good dude.
Then after that, we're going to go to Za Pizza Factory in Elgin. We did the Chicago chopped cheese, which is I take Italian beef and then I take the hamburger patty and I
You put 'em together
chop it
on the
like
chopped
like
cheese?
a New York chopped cheese. And when I tell you, he'll tell you, my man Phil, when I tell you this man had lines out the door for weeks in Elgin.
In Elgin.
And I call slack. That ain't Chicago. Why you call Chicago chopped cheese all the way? That's
Yeah.
trash. Yeah, it could be trash.
They gave you the
But my man
platform.
had lines, and if you
Right.
go out there now, my face is actually on the menu.
That's what's up.
Right? So then I did that. Then Cuba. You heard my man in the
Yeah.
next room say that sandwich.
Cuba.
Again, this is just what I can remember. Again, out in Elgin, we did the Detroit Fox Pizza. We did
Didn't you do that with the Slice Factory?
no, that's not called the Detroit Fox, so that's
Oh,
coming.
okay.
Slice
But
Factory
you-
ain't even been announced yet. Then we did damn, bro, I got so many. Then we did the collaboration with Pizza Boy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We did the Foxy Boy
Right.
pizza, which went crazy.
What's up, man? The
It's
Foxy Boy?
Yeah, Foxy Boy. It's a Detroit pizza, but it has whipped ricotta with a hot honey cherry pepper relish on top.
And you put that together yourself?
Yeah,
or
all
what?
of that. All of that. Based on, my experience in
They
the kitchen.
They didn't forgot you'd have been in the kitchen. They didn't forgot you.
A lot of
you'd have had
people,
some
they
non-slips
sleeping.
on.
They
Like
sleeping.
crazy.
I had the
hear you,
non-slip.
man.
I had the non-slip Crocs on.
I hear
had
you,
the
man.
black gloves on.
Ooh,
no
I hear you.
DNA left behind. Don't play with it.
No, man, that's what's up though. So let me ask you a question. After just getting, how do you feel after getting, like, you're from New York, so you're in our city, like Chicago, and just receiving all the love that you get from out here, from like just the business owners, just people, just in general, just getting all the love. What does that bring to Foxito? Like, what does the next chapter in Fox Peña or Foxito, like, as far as just receiving all the love from Chicago, like, what does that bring? What's the next level? What's the next step?
Well, first question is, what does it bring? So I feel indebted to Chicago, right? I also feel wholeheartedly that I'm breaking down a lot of the segregation barriers in this city.
Let's do it.
Because where I come from, like, blacks and Hispanics are together. We live together in the projects. We live together in the neighborhoods. Over here, it's very segregated.
Kinda different.
Yeah.
And I see people kind of like, nah, I mess with him, right? And that's the way I like it. But people warned me when I got here, like, bro, it ain't like New York. Motherfuckers ain't gonna they're not gonna just love you because they love you, right? So that's number one. As far as where it's going, like I said, really, like, the sky's the limit as far as repping the city,
dope.
right? Because right now, what I'm doing is I'm bringing a lot of money into certain community, right?
Right.
And the bigger the videos go, the more I can do, right? So if we talking about the shrimp run, right? I did a shrimp run recently for y'all that don't follow me, Food with Foxito. The shrimp run brought a lot of attention
And the shrimp one was
to a lot of
mad
shrimp
nice.
houses.
Mad
You know what I'm
nice,
saying?
mad nice. And
And then the taco run went crazy. Now, how I know this, I get emails from the families.
right.
Like, you have no idea what you've done for business.
That's wholesome.
Even the taquerias that didn't win, they weren't even in the
It's
top
wholesome,
five.
though.
They're like,
put 'em on the map,
Just
though.
the fact that you put us out there, you know what I'm saying? It went nuts. I will add, because I don't bite my tongue for nobody, I've never personally experienced Latino on Latino racism. There's a lot of people that tell me to go back to Puerto Rico. Bro, well, I'm from Harlem, B. From Uptown Manhattan, from Washington Heights.
Right.
What Puerto Rico? Go review arroz con gandule. Go review jibaritos. That's trash to me, and that just lets me know you have a low IQ, and your parents didn't figure it out, and you couldn't figure it out. That's trash, because I'm bringing outrageous amounts of money into Mexican households, and I'm doing it with pride.
Right.
I love it. I love our people. So that's disheartening, because I'm doing it for nothing, for free, and I'm doing it with my own money.
But the good outweighs the bad.
Exactly. I bet, but I have to mention it because it does.
It does
bother
play.
me.
It plays a
Because
toll on you.
I've never experienced Latino on Latino
it plays
racism.
on, and honestly, Chicago's known for that shit. Like
Exactly. And I got to learn the
for
hard
that.
way with a lot of stuff, but I'm cool.
But don't let that
Nah,
push
not
you
at
out,
all. Not ever.
push you out your game, because you obviously here for a purpose. You're
Yeah,
moving for a
not
purpose.
ever.
You're getting there, and obviously, like, man, you didn't really, like you said, like, because a lot of the people that are just sitting there typing, doing all this shit, don't even realize how much money you really bring into to a lot of these small businesses.
Nah.
And it's like a lot of these small businesses were in the verge of closing before you pulled up. Let's be for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of these people, and honestly, like, me being a business owner, a restaurant owner at that, I can strongly sit by it. Where it's like, dude, it's hard for us, and it's like for somebody like you to come across and honestly, if he shitted on you, then you should work harder. Because honestly, like, you know what I'm saying, this is the business that we in. So if you can't take what he's saying, if you got some trash shit and you can't take what he's saying, then you shouldn't be in the business. And if you in the business and you got it, and by all means, if he gives you some advice, take it and move forward. And honestly though, but for all of us, like, I still got to stick to it. Where as far as like, man, you done made it happen for a lot of us, you know, and for a lot of them people that, man, you can't even hear them. You can't hear those people though. You can't hear them.
Sometimes they loud though. Sometimes they loud.
They
but,
try to be loud.
But I want to say this is that, moving forward, I found my niche. I found my lane.
Yeah. That's
Right. And my lane is
Comfortable.
the runs, like meaning taco run, hamburger run, shrimp run, right? Because this way, I serve a better purpose than just randomly walking into the restaurant and say, man, I didn't care for this. It was trash. That's cool, right? But I'm kind of over that. We've graduated.
No, I get it,
past that.
because now you're comparing apples with apples.
Right. Let's look at 30 shrimp houses, and let me just tell you what's the best.
Right, you're
Right.
comparing
If
apples
I
with
didn't care
apples.
for it, I say, nah, this wasn't what it was supposed to be.
Hell yeah.
As opposed to giving you a minute and a half on why an establishment ain't it. Because my goal is not to hurt businesses.
Hell yeah.
And that got misconstrued in the
Let's do
beginning.
an empanada run. We ready.
You know what I'm saying?
We ready at the dope drip.
Yeah. Let's go.
We ready, man. We ready.
All right, we're gonna end with a closing question.
Hold on. What's the closing question, man?
The closing
Hang on. We ending already?
We ended, man.
I
We
thought
was
we was at an
kicking it,
hour
dude.
20.
Yes, it's about that time.
Lord,
the
hey.
time.
What time? Father God.
Father God.
Y'all are
we
crazy.
Father God. Let's do it.
No, my closing question for you, Foxito, is what's the biggest misconception about you?
Definitely 100%, and I've kind of alluded to it earlier. The biggest misconception is that Foxito is a real person. Foxito is a character, and I enjoy playing Foxito and talking my talk and all that, and ooh wee, and Father God. But Fox Pena is an astute businessman with a wild history, and I have a lot of information to share with the people. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
That's the biggest misconception about me.
And maybe the public should start tapping into not only do you review good foods, because that's the crazy part. When I first got tapped into you, I didn't get tapped into the food credit because you weren't even doing the food credits. I got tapped in to see the credit stuff,
right? The financial side.
The financial side, and it's like a lot of these people that are seeing you now don't even and need their credit fixed. Ain't even tapping in, man. Go tap in with the man, dog. Go tap in with that man. Go tap in. So where can they find you for the credit?
Fox Meta Credit on IG.
Fox Meta Credit on IG, baby.
Link in the bio will lead you to my website. Website's how you can get in touch.
Cool. So what?
Did you want to answer the question?
What question?
Too?
What's the question?
You wanted to answer what's the biggest misconception about
you gonna answer it with me?
I'll give an answer.
All right. So what's the question again?
What's the biggest misconception about you, David?
Honestly, the biggest. Damn, she said that. No, my biggest misconception they say about me is a lot of people are still judging me for the person I used to be, and that's really what it is. To be honest with you, and it's like I just hope that. I'm not even mad at you. I just hope that sooner or later you'll grow up like I did and just start realizing the person I am today. You know what I'm saying? What I'm doing for my community, what I'm trying to do for my people.
Yes.
And just, you know what I'm saying, the positive thing that I'm throwing out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then like even this podcast, we're sitting out here, man, we bringing real knowledgeable individuals out here. You know what I'm saying? To try to help us because honestly, I didn't have like I didn't have a guide into getting where I was supposed to get. You know, it was a lot of prayer and a lot of hustling. That's what happened. You know what I'm saying? How I got it. So, you know what I'm saying? Me being what it is, the vision of me is I'm just trying to bring the light to these people that like I said, Foxito, everybody knows him and he's and we thank you 100 for being here and humbly grateful for you being here. But honestly, I wanted to bring you here not because of the food reviews. I wanted to get you here because I knew something that a lot of people might not even know as far as like, man, the man is doing the whole credit, all of that to get you in tune, to get you right. And that's what I'm here. That's my calling. And my man's is doing this thing. So that's all I'm saying. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's all we're trying to do, man. You know what I'm saying?
It's
so
my turn.
What's your misconception of you?
That I'm very like shy and quiet, but what people don't realize is that I choose to be that way. Because I prefer to listen and observe first before I even speak. And depending on who's in front of me, who I'm talking to, if they speaking real facts into me, you know, I have nothing to say but like just
absorb
soaking.
it.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. But then you got those people who just be talking nothing but BS, and at that point, my ears are turned off. I don't got nothing to say to that. But all in all, I'm just a sponge, you know, like ready to soak in all the knowledge anyone can bring to me.
Let's do it, man. Well, Foxito 100 though, we really honestly, and we definitely probably got to do a part 2, just because you got a lot of shit to talk, man. I like that shit. I talk that shit with you. But man, we appreciate you for being here with us, man. For you even taking the time to even come pulling up, you know, talking that shit, putting that real knowledge out here to these guys, man. We appreciate you for real. Yeah. And honestly, like, man, to the viewers, just be on the lookout, man. We really got some shit going on for Chicago, man. We trying to put on for, man, you know.
It was my pleasure, man. I appreciate y'all. It was fun, but it was also my pleasure.
Thanks.
All right, well, y'all, just the dope talk where the talk is
always real, baby.
We'll see you next time.
Let's do it. Brett.